Hey, it's Michelle from WEEKENDCRAFT here, and I just got the new DreamBox 2 from Create Room, and I'm going to walk you guys through my first impressions and give you my review with my first 2 weeks with the DreamBox. Now, if you're looking for a video that's more about assembly and delivery, I have that as well, linked in the description. As you can see, I have completely filled this DreamBox and personalized it with some cardstock covers on the tray and some peel and stick wallpaper on the doors. Now, if you want to see the full tutorial for how to make these cardstock covers and for how to add peel and stick wallpaper to your DreamBox, check out the links in the description. I have full tutorial and SVGs available for you. Now that the DreamBox 2 is set up and all of my craft supplies are organized in it, I want to walk you through and show you how I organized my craft supplies. Also, I want to show you how much this DreamBox can actually hold. So I'll bring you guys through a tour of the DreamBox, and then I'm also going to talk about my first impressions all the way from getting it delivered to assembling the pre-built DreamBox in my studio and getting everything set up. Now, I've only had this a couple weeks, so I'm just going to give you my first impressions, and I'll do a more in-depth review video in the coming months. Yeah. Now, in order to organize my DreamBox, I really took a step back and thought, how would I use this? So I ended up creating kind of zones. So for all of these trays here, these are all of my Cricut supplies. So I have my vinyl, I have my transfer paper, and then I have all of my infusible ink. And then in the top section here, I have a ton of cardstock and then some various Cricut materials like acetate or felt. Now, along the door here, I have my Cricut tools with my smart vinyl and my smart iron-on. The one thing I will say that I was kind of surprised about is that in these trays, they fit the vinyl rolls really well, but if the vinyl rolls come in a tube, it is a tighter squeeze to put them in. Honestly, I would take them out of the tube that they come in. And then while the infusible ink boxes fit in here, the smart vinyl and the smart iron-on, I had trouble getting those into the trays. So that's why you see those on my door. But overall, this holds a ton of vinyl. Each tray holds 7 rolls, and I can fit so much scrapbooking paper. And I was very happy that a 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper fit in the trays. So on this side over here, I have some continuation of Cricut supplies with some basswood, chipboard, leather, and then I go into some more sublimation supplies like papers and inks. Now, crafting outside of Cricut and sublimation, I do a lot of bling and rhinestones. So I have some of my scatter mixes in here, along with some more rhinestones above. I really like that I'm able to fit these in here because I really didn't have a home for them yet in the studio. I have trays and glue, and then we go into some more sublimation supplies like tote bags, heat protectant gloves. So along with these, I also have some of my markers, so my Tombow markers, infusible ink, Sharpies, and then all of these here are different glue sticks. Coming over to the door, I love infusible ink, so I probably have the most infusible ink in the DreamBox versus any other material. So we have infusible ink on the door here, some of our Cricut Joy supplies, and then I have my collection of glitter, washi tape, and some ribbon. So I love that the DreamBox can be a fully functioning desk. So the version that I got here, I ended up adding a shelf for one of my Cricuts, but without the shelf, I am able to actually put my iMac computer in here, and this can be a fully functioning everyday desk. Now, this DreamBox has additional holes for power cords, or you can even run a power strip and have it right on the back of your desk here. The desk easily folds up. We can pull the chair away. And let me show you guys the size of this when it is all folded in. So as you can see, when the DreamBox isn't in use, you can fold it up into this great like armoire closet size. Now, this is really great for me because I do not have any closet space or storage in this studio. And oftentimes, you know, when you're done with crafting, you just want to put everything away, close the door, maybe forget about it, or maybe you want to keep it open and have it the focal point of that room or your craft room. I think this is a really great option if your craft room is also a guest room, because then when you have guests coming, you can just completely close it up. Now let's talk my overall first impressions. Let's start with delivery. So I went into this with the expectation of knowing that this comes through a freight company and the pallet will get dropped. If you're in a residential area, it will get dropped in your driveway, or if you're in a commercial studio like me, it got dropped off at our loading dock. So that actually worked out perfect for us because the loading dock is right next to the elevator, and we were able, because we got the pre-built DreamBox, we were able to just stand these up. The wheels were already on them, and just wheel it right in to the elevator and off to the 3rd floor. So assembly for this, it was interesting. It was not hard, but the directions weren't always straightforward. So I will say that I assembled most of this myself. I did need 2 people to bring it up on the elevator. And then when we were putting on these side panel doors, I really needed help being able to lift them up and screw on the hinges. I also am very short and needed help with the crown. So assembly went good, but the directions were a little confusing, especially when it came to sort of adding the trays in and the shelves on the doors. It's very easy to figure out. There's a lot of information online, but just from reading the directions, they could have been a little bit more instructional. Now, once the DreamBox was actually put together and I was loading in all of my craft supplies, I was very impressed with the amount that it holds. Now, I have a bunch of the IKEA storage cubes up here in the Calyx books case. I was able to empty out probably around 3 of them. Okay, now for holding my Cricuts. I have a bunch of Cricut machines. I have, I think, over 5 of them. So right now, this has 3 of my Cricut machines. Honestly, I think I'm going to bring my other 2 from home and put them into this DreamBox as well. It also holds my sewing machine in the bottom here, and I was able to add my mug press. I will probably add more sublimation supplies to the bottom and house some of my easy presses under the desk as well. So for the amount that it holds a lot. I will say if you're a heavy Cricut user like myself and you have a lot of smart materials, because the smart materials work in the door well, but they don't work in the trays as well. So that was the only con for me. Holds 12 by 12 material, great. But the smart iron-on and smart vinyl, I was expecting it to hold more. But with that being said, I've had this almost 2 weeks now, and it's working out very well for me. And I'm going to give you guys a full, more in-depth review as I use this a couple months, and I'm able to tell you functionally how well it really works. Now, once you get everything organized inside of it, once you start using it, you're probably going to want to change things around and reconfigure your organization as well. So if you guys are thinking about getting a DreamBox, I have a link below, but you can also use the code WEEKENDCRAFT. Again, that's WEEKENDCRAFT, and that'll get you $100 off your DreamBox. So if you guys have any questions about the DreamBox 2, or if you want to see more videos on the DreamBox with more details, leave them below in the comment section, and you'll give me some ideas for new videos to create. Thank you guys for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, along with laser cutting videos and Cricut videos, make sure that you hit that subscribe button below.